the BallerAlert show live from ATL. ATL. I go by the name of Ferrari Simmons.
I go by the name, BT.
OTT, what up?
Jermaine Dupree in the building.
Hey.
So listen, man. I grew up, I wanted to be like you for real.
Appreciate
I feel like you were the first representation of an African-American person in the entertainment industry that I saw. I said, oh, he lets me feel like I can do that too. So I did. A part of Ferrari Simmons has a little bit of JD in it. But now that I got that part out of the way.
Hold on, let me piggyback off that. I was too. I think, you impacted my life too because you was lit. Like, I came in, I started to learn about you, Money Ain't a Thing with Jay-Z. I think that was my first introduction to you, and then you had the Bow Wow and all that stuff. But I was just like, man, I just want to work with him one day. Like,
because you were doing things from the Southern perspective that no one else was doing. So like, you were our voice for a very long time.
What do you think about the current state of hip hop right now?
Do you like it?
No.
No.
I think that
you don't like this conflict?
I mean, no. I mean, I feel like, well, yes, let me say this. I think that if we didn't have this battle, hip hop would be in a bad shape. You know what I mean? I feel like if I had to ask you what's your top 5 rappers right now, who you gonna say?
Well, number 1 would be J. Cole, but he made me upset the other day, so he's probably at number 3. So it'd be
just that in itself. You just made
a lot of people upset.
Just that in itself, you just removed somebody.
That's my goal.
From your top 5 to 3.
I wanted him to be him.
Okay, so now who moves to 1 and 2 now?
Future's number 1 for me.
Right.
Then I'm gonna probably put who's number 2? T.I.
No.
Cole.
I said now, right now, today. That's what she said. The state of hip hop today.
I'm gonna go. Okay,
you over here sweating.
So you give me 5. I have to give you 5 right now.
Future's still on top though.
This was just
Future.
said.
So number 1 is Future for me. I'm part of the Future Hive. This is the fan base of Future. Future Hive.
Oh my God.
Is my camera? Future Hive. Anyway, number 2 would be 2 would be J. Cole. 2 would be J. Cole. 3 would be. I put Drake at 3.
Okay.
I got 2 more.
What does Kendrick Lamar lie into?
Kendrick's 5 for me.
Okay, so who's 4?
4 would be Lil Baby.
Okay.
All right. If I did the same thing, you gonna pick the same people, or what it's gonna be?
No, I'm definitely not gonna pick the same people. I don't really listen to rap music like that. Like, so
I knew he was gonna say that.
I'm about to say. Now, if you want to say R&B, if you want to say R&B, then that's different. But I mean,
Okay, well, cut him out.
Well, they already know Kendrick is my first. He's my favorite right now. I like Bia. I can't think of the radio right now. Who else is on there?
Do y'all see what y'all doing? Y'all see what y'all really doing? Y'all can't think of 5 rappers. Mm-hmm. And this is the state of hip hop right now. You can't think of 5 rappers. It's in a bad state. It's in a bad space. And I don't know if we even be talking about rap right now if they wasn't dissing each other.
wow.
Okay.
We be talking about Taylor Swift.
Oh, we be talking about
her 2 million records she sold in the first
We
week.
be talking about something else. I just don't know that. Rap is just in a bad space right now. It can come back. It's just in a bad space. So
What does it take to come back?
I don't know.
I feel like it's so diluted with multiple versions of the original copy. So
There's
you
a bunch
have
of
the
mini-me's.
original, and then you have 10 versions of him. You have another
Yes.
person, 10 versions, another person, 10 versions.
It's like,
Do you see that?
It's like you got 10 versions of Wayne, 10 versions of Future, 10 versions of Thug. It's like it's just so diluted because
Damn, I left out Thug. My bad.
yeah, y'all tripping.
Yes,
You ain't even have one, so what are you talking about?
Let's see that. Yeah.
Me too.
I'm an R&B lover, man.
Me too. I chose
You
R&B.
ain't finished though.
Yeah, I didn't finish. I didn't finish. I
You
still
stopped
can't
at
because I
3.
don't want to say the wrong thing. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
what's the wrong thing? This is your
hip-hop
time.
I think hip hop is fun right now though too. Like you got Sexy Red. You have who else is having fun? The Uzi.
Glorilla's having
Which
fun.
camera do I look at?
That's your camera.
Just so anybody, she asked me a question. What do I feel about the state of
You
hip hop?
flipped it back.
This is the state of hip hop.
Jay, you're flipping it right now.
He don't even have a
This is the state of hip hop, and like I said, that from me being a kid that grew up in the era of hip hop actually blowing up, it feels very, very like it feels empty. It feels like big open space, and not much is filling that space right now for me.
Well, not a lot of people know that, newer people, I should say Gen Z and some of the millennials don't know that you were a rapper. How did you avoid beef most of your career?
I don't think I avoided it. It's I think people still beefing.
Oh, people beef with you?
Yeah, they
you
still
never...
got. Is
Suge Knight still mad at you?
They still got something to say. See, Suge Knight still.
Wow.
Suge still mad.
That.
But I think that's more because of you were also an executive.
I think.
No?
I mean, I think just people got something to say. You know, I just think people just gonna always have something to say. You know what I mean? Like, even like yesterday when I went to see the vice president, it's like people talking about, why would you wear an outfit like that to go see the vice president? First of all, listen, I went to see the vice president so I could have a conversation with her. And then that's another thing. People don't understand, like, I'm not a regular nigga like the rest of these people like that.
Talk that talk.
And I went to have a conversation with her. I didn't go to take pictures, actually. I actually didn't even know that that's what we was going to do. I went to, basically, because she called me and was like, I want to congratulate you on Freaknik. And a lot of people think that I went there for a political conversation or whatever. She was trying to use me for her political campaign. I wasn't there for that. I was there to speak to her, basically from a real straight up friendship. And I also went and I had to work. So, like, say for instance, we'd have booked this and I had to stop and speak to the president first, vice president. I'm supposed to put a suit on just to go say hello to her, and then come up in here and talk to y'all, and I'm all suited up. And like, no, I was working. I had work to do. I went to speak to her, and then I moved on. And you can't, you know what I mean? I think sometimes, like, people got this, they got this crossing the lines. I'm not y'all. I'm not y'all. You're not me. You know what I'm saying? You got to stop thinking that, because I have a day-to-day job where I wake up in the morning, I got to go do what I got to do. Unfortunately, the vice president just was part of my schedule.
That's what I'm
saying. Okay, that's it.
One of my favorite songs of all time, not saying this because of you, is Welcome to Atlanta.
Yeah.
I believe that's a very important song to the culture. I feel like after that, I started paying attention to people started putting multiple people in songs, and it had multiple versions of it. You had the New York version, and then people started doing their own small versions. What was your thought process when you said, I'm gonna do a song called Welcome to Atlanta? Did you do that beat, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Initially, Welcome to Atlanta was supposed to be me and Outkast.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. And I couldn't really figure it out the way that I wanted it to be, because Outkast wasn't really into the same stuff that I was talking about on my records. They were talking about different things. So I was trying to figure out how we made a song where we all talked about pretty much the same thing. So in the beginning of me making the record, I kept trying to find things that said something about, Atlanta, Welcome to Atlanta, blah, blah, blah. And in the midst of me doing that, Ludacris video, Throw Them Bows, came on, and he's upside down, and it's a doormat where he's upside down, and the doormat says "Welcome to Atlanta." I'm like, oh, that's who I need. That's it right there. So something about that doormat and me watching that video made me call Chris. And me and Chris already had this relationship. So then it was like when Chris came to the studio, I told him exactly the same thing I'm telling y'all, and it just went like that.
Wow. You're such a creative genius. Growing up, who inspired you as far as production wise?
Teddy Riley. That's my idol from, as a kid. And then Herbie Lovebug. And that's the dude who produced Salt and Pepper, for anybody that don't know. Okay. Like, so between Herbie Lovebug and damn, my nails dirty. Between Herbie Lovebug and Teddy Riley, I put these two people together and was just like, I'm gonna try to be like both of them. Herbie was writing for Salt and Pepper. Like, he wrote Push It and he wrote these songs. He was writing these songs for girls. So that was my mentality. I could start writing songs for people. So I write songs for Escape. I write songs for Bell. I write songs for these people. I'm writing songs. Crisscross this to the third. And then I also produce records. And I took that part from Teddy, and I just tried to like mesh these two people together and be like, that's who I want to be.
So what's your thought process when you go into like writing songs for people?
It depends on what the what we actually talking about, what the goal is. Like if it's like a goal to turn the artist into something that they not. If it's like what album that artist is on, it's a bunch of different things that trigger my writing process to make me like want to say different things or things. Sometimes it's like very direct and I go to the studio specifically like today I have to do this. Like with Bow Wow, it was like, Bow Wow, you need a song with Omarion. I'm gonna go make this song. This is the part for Omarion. This gonna be your part. You gotta have a song, Omarion.
Stay right there.
Huh?
What was your mental conversations with him? Because to get someone locked in like that and to deliver these hit records back to back to back,
especially a hyper kid,
you have to. I have kids, bro. Like it's hard for me to get Lil Rari to sit still, let alone go in here, record this song, sound believable, and go in there, shoot the video, look believable, have an image, feel believable, and then go to the public, go on a tour. Like you prepared him to do all this stuff.
No, he came. Bow Wow was already packaged. You know, that's the thing that Suge is beefing about. Like Suge signed Bow Wow to Death Row when he was 5 years old. This is these are facts. It's not nothing that I'm telling y'all. And Bow Wow was already like a rapper. He wanted to be a rapper, and he was already like trying to be like Snoop. He was trying to be like, I think his name was Kid Gangster when he was like 5. And he came developed like that. He already had that mentality. Yeah, you gotta have that mentality. I can't teach that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, that's why we did a rap game. You could see on there what kids have to go through to even get to that space. And when I was doing the rap game, I'd be there sitting there and it'd be like 5 kids in front of me, and I'm like, man, y'all really don't. I know somebody that was like way better than all of y'all at 12, 11 years old. And that's what Bow Wow was. Bow Wow was just like, mentally, you could sit there and tell Bow Wow exactly what we was going to do. And he either liked it or he didn't like it or whatever. But if he loved it, that's the key to kid writing for kids, is that you have to figure out what kids like. And once the kids like it, and if for them, they gonna do it in a way that you'll never believe.
Now, legally, was Suge able to legally sign Bow Wow at 5 years old?
No.
Okay.
That's why it's never been a situation where Suge could sue me or whatever Suge has ever said. It's never been nothing that could ever happen, because first of all, another thing that people that's part of that story that Suge don't talk about is that Bow Wow got signed to Sony before I actually signed him. And then when he got signed to Sony, they didn't know what to do with Bow Wow. They had a kid artist up there. They didn't know what to do with him. And I was signed to Sony at the same time. So Def is here, and we got this kid artist over here. We should have a collaboration, or you should take Bow Wow and put him over here. It ain't gonna be much because we already got the paperwork. So it was already like a situation where Bow Wow was in the building, and I had the movement and I had the motion, and they was just like, yo, you know how to do this, we should put him over there. So we had that conversation and we made that deal. And so technically, the people that Suge should be mad at
It's Sony.
Is the people at Sony.
Okay, so you co-created the rap game?
Yeah.
Now, how did that come about? Because you created that, did the television network come to you? Did you pitch it?
Nah, it wasn't even the television network. It was more like like I said, it was a show that was created. Like, you got to go through like an agency once you sell the show. So the agency sold the show to Lifetime. But prior to that, it was like a production company that created the show. And they came to me. And once they came to me, I basically did the same thing I do with music. I produced the show to make the show exactly what it is. That's why you was on there. I started picking people that I know, we're going to do the show in Atlanta. We're going to pick these people. We're going to pick this person. I started making it my show.
Now, how do you feel about the success of, like, people like Flage and Lotto that was a part of the rap game?
I mean, I think it's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, that's what it was all about anyway, for them artists to, like, come from that show and then turn into what they are today, or at least turn into something. I'm sad that it ain't, but just it's 3 of them basically, more or less, that really have turned into something.
Now, a lot of people thought you were gonna sign them to So Def. After they won.
I did.
So everybody got signed?
Yeah, for the most part, I did. I mean, I just didn't really, the thing about it is this. When I started getting into, when I did the rap game, I don't know why people don't listen to me. Honestly, I don't know why. But it is what it is. People don't listen to me for the most part. I did like an EP, and I did this EP at Epic. And I went and talked to LA and all of this, and it was just a thing where they didn't understand it. I'm like, guys, I got a TV show. I got a #1 TV show in the country. Like, it wasn't even like, no, I'm making this up. The show was #1. It was a family show. People was watching.
Dude, people was locked in.
And nobody was like, the record business wasn't paying no attention. They didn't understand it, right? And I get frustrated fast by that. Like, if you don't pay attention to what I'm saying, and I see it working, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Cool.
I'm glad you said that, because it's very important that you said that, because a lot of people was like, "Oh man, JD ain't doing nothing with the kids after he signs them."
No, I did. I took them on tour.
You did a tour. You brought them up to the radio station. I remember that.
We did a tour. We did everything.
I saw.
I did everything that was supposed to be done. What didn't happen was the support. You know what I mean? Like, everything that I do don't get supported. People don't just support everything JD do. So it's a challenge. But I did everything that I was supposed to do. And after the Epic deal, they actually let me take all the artists and walk away. So I took all the artists and I went and did a deal at Capitol to basically try to be as my partner. And that same thing didn't work. You know what I mean? It didn't work out because nobody wasn't really putting no energy behind it. I'm like, yo, guys, this is a TV show. It's a whole TV show.
Y'all had numbers on the TV show.
On a network.
#1.
Yeah, I'm like, this is on a network, and y'all don't want to put no, y'all want to make this it's just like we doing this. Almost they was like almost giving me like a crutch deal. Like, JD, we'll do this because it's you, but we don't really believe in these artists. And I'm like, wow. Okay, cool. So what that did was, after so long of me having to go through this, I'm in a frustration space. I'm just like, you know what? And I also don't believe I know everything, right? I don't believe I know everything, so maybe I'm wrong. So if Epic didn't go with it, and then Capitol didn't go with it, I'm like, man, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I just got a good TV show and these artists is trash. Right? For real, that's what I'm saying. Like that, because you have to evaluate it. You got to evaluate it at some point, right? And so I start thinking like, man, all right, maybe the artist ain't it. Maybe the TV show element is what it is, and I should probably stop trying to push this music on people. And because I did the tour, and the tour actually wasn't the greatest success. It was some cities that were sold out and other cities that didn't sell, right? And that's where the friction became between Lotto and my dad, and I guess Lotto dad, and then Lotto saying crazy shit about me and whatever. Right.
For those who don't know, JD's dad is in the music industry, Michael Malden.
So I think that's where the friction came, because it was like people, the artists didn't understand. I was trying to really like blow them up. I would have buses for them. I'm like, y'all gonna go on tour. None of them had records out. I put these kids on tour with no records on the radio.
You did press runs and everything.
Y'all are going on tour. Y'all got a tour
and
bus outside.
And they expected to make a bunch of money.
And they expected to make a bunch of money.
Right.
Nights that the show didn't sell, they expected me to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm in
that
this.
Ain't how this work.
I'm in this with y'all. Like,
right.
If y'all don't make no money,
I ain't making no money.
I ain't made no money. So how you expect me to pay you just from my money? Because y'all, you know what I mean? So it got to be a misunderstanding on that part. And that's what I said. It was like, oh, JD, it's time to abort. Like, this is not, you're putting more energy into this than anybody.
Now, how's your relationship now with Lotto?
We don't really have no relationship. I mean, like I said, I don't get in her way. I just let her do what she got to do. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I just, like I said, this was just a time. It was a lot of misunderstanding. They was kids. They ain't understand what was going on.
So you think she's still mad at you about that?
I don't know. I don't care though. It's not even about me. That's not what my mind is. I don't think about it. I just know that people probably think that, oh, you ain't do nothing with her. Because I mean, I had people say, how you just let Lotto go do, and I'm like, you think I just let her go do whatever? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or it was some cap that was going around that was saying that I offered her a deal and she didn't take it.
Yeah, they said you offer her like $10,000 or something.
Yeah, like
so that's cap.
If I offer somebody a deal that don't have a deal, you don't even have no interest. Let's say this.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like I just told y'all that 2 labels basically was like
it's no leverage.
They already had her, right? Because she was signed to me. So Epic already had her. It wasn't nothing you could possibly do. When you signed the deal with the TV show, inside that contract, the artist goes signed to Jermaine. Without you even winning. You know what I'm saying? Without you even winning, the contract said that I have you as an artist signed to So Def, right? So one, I didn't even have to make a deal. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so it was never even an offer. Like you signed to me regardless.
Yeah, I don't have to make no deal. Like you're already signed. You know what I'm saying? So to make a story like I offered you a deal is like
I just think
what offer did I give you? I didn't offer you nothing.
You already signed.
You already signed.
When you signed a tip for the TV show.
You already signed. You know
I just think the TV show really kind of overly exaggerated the. She won. Yes, it's time to be number one in the world.
Oh yeah, once you won on the show, you did win my attention. Is more than money.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like me calling you and saying, let's go to the studio and me working and me talking. That's the best way what you were saying about with Bow Wow. If I sit here and I start constructing your life and start telling you what to do, that's worth more than any. You can't pay me for what I would do for an artist. You know what I'm saying? If I had to get money from these artists, they all would be broke. Because I'm giving them everything.
You're giving them your energy.
You know what I mean? I'm giving them so much energy.
Because you believe in it.
Yeah,
and you're molding their career.
Just like what's that? I was gonna say Star Search. Damn,
American Idol.
American Idol.
He said Star Search.
God damn. Star Search. When I was a kid, JD.
But I ain't watched American Idol in so long either. But I'm saying American Idol. Simon, all the artists signed to Simon. That's why when artists don't,
I didn't know that.
When the artists lose, they still come out.
They still come out.
You know what I'm saying? Because they all signed to him. So if he liked somebody that didn't do good on the show, he still put them out. They all signed to him immediately.
JD right here on the BallerAlert Show. We'll be right back.
BallerAlert!
What up, y'all? It's Jermaine Dupri. Check me out on the BallerAlert Show right here on Revolt. No Diddy.
Back with more of the BallerAlert Show. We got the one and only JD in the building.
The mayor's in the building.
Well, we got Usher coming up next, talking about 20 Years of Confessions. You were the producer of it. What's your top 5 songs from Confessions?
Caught Up, Bad Girl, Confessions, My Boo, and I guess I'm gonna say Burn. It's hard to say 5 because I left out, but them songs, you know, and My Boo wasn't actually on the first release of Confessions, so that technically shouldn't go in the top 5. I actually should put in there probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was it when you first met Usher?
Man, it was interesting because he was like, I think Usher was probably 16, 17 years old.
Where'd you meet him at?
Well, I met Usher before he got signed at Criss Cross concert. So he came to Criss Cross concert trying to get me to sign him.
Really?
And I wouldn't do it because I was frustrated with Criss Cross parents at the time, and I was just like, I don't want no more damn kids in my life. I am not dealing with this no more. I'm tired of these. You know what I mean? I was going through that then, and I was just like, I ain't doing. My next artist will be an adult. That's what I was saying to myself. I'm like, I'm not doing no more kid artists. So when I met Usher, he was good, and I was just like, yeah, you ain't good enough to make me have to deal with your parents. And I ain't meet his mom, but. You know, I knew that it was a mom there somewhere, and I was just like, nah, I'm not doing it. So I passed just for that reason, and then he signed to LaFace. So after that, we already knew each other from that point, and then they asked me to do a remix. I did a remix for him, and he came to my house, and he re-sung the lyrics for the remix, and the way I had him do it and the way that we worked, that he was just like, I like working with you. Can we do my next album?
Wow.
That was my way.
Wow. Yeah. Oh yeah, my way.
That was my way. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when was the time to do Confessions? What was that conversation like?
That was a tough conversation because it was like me and Usher went to L.A. Reid House one night, and we was just talking about his album, like his next album, and L.A. was like, man, you know, Usher, you not interesting. You know, you put out an album and people care about you when your album come out, but then you disappear and nothing's ever really interesting about Usher. Don't nobody really talk about Usher once he's gone. And that conversation hit me really hard because it was like, damn, you telling this man right now he not interesting. And a lot of people don't be hearing these type of stories of like what happens behind these doors when you're making these records. And LA was just, you know, he kept it real, like, you know, we got to make you more interesting. Something about you, like, you got to do something. And at that time, it was like, Usher, maybe you should date this person. Or it was all kind of suggestions that was going on. So me getting into writing something that made it feel more personal and making you really, like, listen to the lyrics and be like, whoa, what is he talking about? That go back to the beginning of our conversation. Like, this became like the plan. It wasn't just like going into the studio and writing whatever. This is like, okay, this man said this. I got to make sure that whatever I'm writing for you, it plays into what he's saying. And that was the goal. We just went out there to start trying to write. And like I said, when I wrote All Bad, the first verse of All Bad is really the first verse of Confessions 2, because they put it together like that, and it wasn't really like that. It was like that verse that's in Confessions 2 was really in All Bad, and they in the video they made that part because it made more sense to go from. And this was LA. I ain't had nothing to do with this. He just chopped these songs up and he put the first verse from this song to this song.
He's a producer too.
Because LA
Reid is a producer
too. So I mean, you know, I didn't know what he was doing, but it was, you know, it was genius what he did. He just like felt like this song and this verse should go with this version of the song.
Yeah. Well, y'all made
the second version of the song. About to cut you off. The second version of the song. Once we got past chick on the side in the crib in the ride, I've been telling you so many lies, ain't nothing good, it's all bad. Once we got past that part, Usher was like, man, we gotta make part 2. And I'm like, part 2? He's like, yeah, what happens? What happened? What else happened? And that's when I was like, oh, shit. Okay, well, I can tell you what happens. Personally, I can tell you
offline.
I know exactly what happens. And then that's when it's just like, you know, chick on the side, crib in the ride. I know what happens with all of that's my life after that. So, you know,
that's when every time I was in LA.
No. That's not. That's what I'm saying. That's the other part of. That's what I'm saying. That's All Bad. That part of the song is more or less like what Usher's life was.
Gotcha.
The second part was
these
him
are my
telling
confessions.
Her.
That's
just
you.
when I thought I said all I could say, the chick on the side said she got one on the way. That's JD life.
Oh.
Man, I'm saying I don't know what to do. I think I gotta give y'all part 2 of my that. If I gotta tell it, I'm gonna tell it all. These are like, that's my life. Like, this is what happens to the chick on the side.
Gotcha. So did you actually tell it all?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, without naming names and all that.
Yeah, without naming names. How was that for you?
It was like fun at first.
Wait. The confession part? Confessing that you had a chick on the side with a baby on the way.
Oh, me in actual life.
In real life.
Oh, it was tough. Okay. I mean, actually what I did was I actually had Usher mimic my entire life. So when he says in the end of the song,
when he's talking at the end?
Yeah, when he's talking at the end of the song, this is what I actually told him I had to do. Like, one of the hardest things in life is for me to call somebody and tell the person that I love that I'm having a baby by somebody I just met. These are actually my real lines that I had to tell to people that was in my life. And I was telling him this, and he just actually said it. I'm gonna say just what you just said, you know. And that's.
But I do like how you turned something that happened to you into a musical piece.
I mean, all of them. For the most part, I just never, I don't sing, so people don't know that I'm singing these songs. But You Make Me Wonder was my life too. You know what I mean?
So you then, make me wanna then turn into goddamn confessions, JD.
Yeah, you make me wanna was
lead the one I with about a new relationship with Chilli.
Yeah, it was like
I heard you sing. I heard you sing it before.
Nice and Slow. You wrote that?
Did you?
Yeah, Nice and Slow. Yeah. But Nice and Slow was more or less like fantasy. You know, it wasn't no real life story. But You Make Me Wanna and Confessions. Let It Burn is a lot of real life stuff too that we just both. Usher basically said, I want a song about, the burning. Actually, Let It Burn was actually about Chilli. That is the one song that was about that relationship. He was ready to let it just burn out. Like, if it's gonna go.
That's what I'm saying. I felt like when that song came out, it was like a timing thing because everyone correlated it with her.
I think they did something with the video that was kind of like remotely close to what You Got It Bad video was. So it made y'all actually mentally start feeling like this. But yeah, we never talk about Burn being about Chilli, but it was about his relationship and him feeling like it was a burning, thing that was inside of him.
Like a burning feeling. A feeling of like hurt.
Like when people say that, like I got that burning feeling. Like, well, I mean, sometimes that burning feeling is happiness. Okay. It just depends on how you frame it up. But he was just saying it felt like it's over. I feel like I'm fighting something. You know what I mean? This party that I'm at, it ain't jumping no more. That's when I start thinking about stuff like that. And I hear what he's saying and I'm just like, okay, let me say this and let me say this and let me say this.
Wow, so he's telling you this and you're just writing it in lyrics.
In my head, I'm hearing what he's saying. I'm just thinking about it like,
crazy.
Okay,
you're
wow,
really masterful.
You're a genius, man.
Well, I'm just a writer.
No, you're a genius.
Well, very few people can correlate that and then put it and then it comes out.
Yeah, man. Well, we got Usher up next. JD, we appreciate you so much for stopping by the BallerAlert show. 20 years of confessions.
What is this thing right here? It's like some
It's like our class.
Yeah, it's like we snap.
It's poetic.
I go with incense and stuff like that.
Just try to make it a little more vibey.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a vibe.
Too black, too strong.
Before we get out of here, though, we do have a pep talk from JD.
What's up, y'all? It's Jermaine Dupri. My motivational speak or a little word for anybody out there is just to pay attention. Don't ever get too old to learn. Don't ever get too old to listen and take advice from people. It's no space that you can go in where you know everything. And as long as you live life like that and you leave the door open for information, it should guide you into a space that you never been in. That's all I can say. BallerAlert! What up, y'all? It's Jermaine Dupri. Check me out on the BallerAlert show right here on Revolt. About to pass to the homeboy Usher. 20 years of confession. You heard?
The living legend, Usher Raymond in the building!
Hey!
Grammy Award winner, NAACP.
Keep going.
Entrepreneur of the Year. Honored in Atlanta for the Black Music and Entertainment Walk of Fame. Been in the game for over 30 years.
Yes.
Always putting on for Atlanta.
Yes.
Man, in a major way. Got your own skates.
Yes. Got them quads going. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I took this thing to Las Vegas and I told you I brought Atlanta to Vegas and then I brought the world to the A. That was the next thing to do. But more than anything, thank you for all that. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate all those introductions. But I need you to recognize that I am the party. Ladies and gentlemen, you meet none other than Usher, baby. Here officially on the BallerAlert. This is your boy. You are Usher, the party.
Sexiest man of the moment.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the episode? Oh, you got it. You got the issue. Okay, you got it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
You already know.
Wait, you see all these grandmas on TikTok doing these comments?
She ain't grandma, dog.
She ain't no grandma?
She not grandma, dog. She just give me my price. So you just gonna try to make it grandma. Okay, I see what you're doing.
No, I'm talking about the TikTok.
Okay,
you know,
see
you
how you doing, right? You know what I'm saying?
You didn't see the TikTok where the grandmas was rating his cover.
Oh my gosh.
She just said that I was the sexiest man alive, not grandma. You know what I'm saying?
CT always throwing some shade.
You know what I'm saying? He's showing us the light shade over there.
Where you want to start it off at?
Man, 20 years ago, you know what I'm saying, you dropped the iconic Confessions album.
Yeah. Celebrating 20 years of it. You know, really happy, man, to be able to say that it was a classic, piece of work. The one thing I hate more than anything is that we didn't have cameras like we do now. Back then, we didn't have cell phones. We had pagers and Blackberries, or what I'm saying. So we didn't really get a chance to shoot it and show it and share it. So to be able to at least hear it and celebrate it, you know, as the iconic album that it is, and now 20 years later to be able to celebrate it at my festival in Las Vegas at Lovers and Friends on May 4th, really excited about that. I'm going to dedicate the entire night to Confessions, the album Confessions.
Oh my gosh,
wow.
that might be amazing.
There may be a little peek into the future, but for the most part, the night is really dedicated and curated to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Confessions.
So I got a question. What's your favorite song to perform?
Favorite song to perform? You know, it's different in every concert, right? When I'm in Las Vegas, it's a different curated show. So songs like Climax, I love. Songs like You Don't Have to Call has a real, you know, specific experience. Overall, if I have to think about what I love about my show, is when people sing along with me. That right there lets it be known that this record had the type of potency that it should have. It's normally around the moment when it's not about the lights and the choreography, but when I go out to my audience, or either I reach out to my audience and I ask my DJ, or either I just choose to go off the cuff and ask them to follow me in these songs that I just wanted to play in the moment. That is my favorite part of the show.
And you did like over 100 shows in Vegas. Man, what was your routine like health-wise?
I mean, if you having show problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but the show ain't one.
Ooh.
I'm going to tell you this, man, it actually is a lot.
What's the workout secret?
Yeah, discipline like a mug.
Yeah, because as a 45-year-old man, sorry to say that like that, I just hit the 40. I do not have the usher.
Man, he in better shape than all of us.
Like I need the regiment, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you just
Libra gang in the building. I'm not a Libra, but
by the way, you had to start about 20 years ago in order to be able to, you know, kind of build it up. And the performance is what pulls me through. The fact that I'm doing this for people who came to see and be entertained, and I get an audience that is ready to sing with me, ready to laugh and dance and have a good time and enjoy their friends and family, and I can look down there and see that they're connected. Some are reliving the moments. I see tears in people's eyes, and I'm like, oh, this was real personal to her. Oh man, like I'm literally in the middle of the show having a show in my head because I'm reading faces and I'm looking.
So you do read
audience.
faces when you're performing, because some people don't look directly at people because they say it may bother them a little bit to make direct eye contact. You're making direct eye contact.
Absolutely. So much so that if I ever see or feel that somebody might be missing the moment, I really focus in on that person and give them that energy. To, okay, got you.
Yeah,
I got you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's about that. Okay. If you know people spend their hard-earned money to come out and see you, then you got to deliver them a show. It's always been about making certain that I leave a customer, you know, a person who chooses to invest their time and their money in being there. You know, there's a relationship right there, and you trusted me this long, so I'm gonna make certain that I give you a show to remember.
After curating the longest, most watched Super Bowl, you know, of any Super Bowl halftime show, for the past and present and future tour, what can people expect? Can they expect something like how you performed on the Super Bowl, like with all the songs in one like that, you know, and some of the Coming Home album in there, or what's that gonna be about?
It's gonna be longer than 15 minutes. I can tell you that much.
Well, yeah, I mean longer songs, but like how
y'all be hella mad at me if I brought y'all all the way down here.
I mean, like how all the songs, how you had all jammed together like that.
Am I gonna do? Yeah, well, I mean,
are you gonna do a mashup like that?
There might be times. Yeah, there might be times where I choose to kind of go off the beaten path. What I want to say as a, if you've ever been to my show, there are no two alike, right? So this gave me an opportunity to be able to spread my wings and really have fun with my audience. Sometimes it's going to be, you know, a special guest. Sometimes, you know, we might flip things up. Sometimes we might just bring out an entire performer that you never would have thought would have been on the stage. And that's the point. The point is to give people an experience that is unpredictable, but, you know, you can predict that you're going to have a great time. Will there be mashups of all of the songs? You know, what I have started to do is kind of underneath the caption, just look to see if there's specific records that people want to see during the show. And then I kind of put it in the show sequence. We've been talking about, all right, the flow of it. It's got to represent past, present, future. We know, you know, who my influences are, but have you been able to make the connection to the music in a way where you can actually get it, understand it, and celebrate them? That's something that I thought of. And I'm going to, you know, kind of celebrate my legacy at the same time, because now I've, I guess, been an artist long enough to have a past.
Yes.
And you know, it's gonna definitely be fun. And
you blessing Atlanta with 6 shows.
Yeah.
6 shows. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I paid, just so you know. My wife got to go. She went to your Vegas show. I didn't go with her because I didn't want.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm calling somebody to get in free.
Nah, I can't do that.
I'll come with BT.
I'm calling somebody.
But I wanted to ask you this.
And BT always show up with a gang of people too.
I'm gonna be in the gang.
No, I don't.
Usher, I wanted to ask you this. What year are you in mentally? Because I know you sometimes, artists like yourself, legendary artists like yourself, have to think ahead. Are you in the moment in 2024? Or are you 2025? Are you beyond? Like, what's your future thought process?
Well,
to stay relevant.
Hey, you know, to say the least, that this industry is lacking in the space of entertainment, in the way that I think I offer entertainment, which it sometimes may be raw. I can't think so far ahead. I have to think about how things have been done in the past, and that's part of the reason that I'm curating the types of shows and experiences that I have. I don't really want to make it too educational, but this is my own process, you know what I'm saying, that I go through, that I have to analyze and prepare for people to just be able to enjoy it. But where I am is thinking about the future by way of making certain that the past is not forgotten. Because that's why we do the kind of music that we do. That's why we are the entertainers we are. That's why we entertain, because of what they did. So bringing it all together and then having some fun in this moment, but then also too being mindful that, yeah, we're moving into new ideas of how people, you know, even enjoy shows. Right? Who's to say that you need to just stand in front of an audience in order to enjoy a show? That's why I brought you to Las Vegas and made you feel like you were in a club. That's why I brought you to Las Vegas and made you feel like you were in Atlanta. Because it's not just about me performing for you. It's about you enjoying the show as well. That's a future concept. So I'm playing with all of these ideas of moving people in the space and having a good time. But I don't want to give you too much.
Okay.
You know,
Well, we just want to say thank you for all that you've contributed to the culture, all the things that you're doing from the past, present, and the things that you will be doing in the future. We're so proud of you, man, and just thank you.
I'm going to get some snaps for that. I want some snaps for that.
Before we get out of here, though, we do have a pep talk.
Yo, what up? This your boy USHER, and I'm on the BallerAlert show, and my word of advice for you is to keep it simple.